You how to make a Google Sheet gradebook that you could keep your grades in and be able to upload to Canvas fairly easily. I'm in my Principles of Engineering extremely boring and not developed course right now. And the first thing we want to do is go and get a copy of this gradebook. So if you click on the help, I have a link of it down here, Google Sheet Gradebook. I'll put this in the link of the YouTube video as well for anybody else that wants to get it. And you click on that, and it's going to open up here, and you're going to have to make a copy of this Google Sheet. So wait for that to happen. And there's several things that we want to do right away. The first thing we want to do is come up here and rename this. So you want to rename this the title of your course. So I'm just going to title it POE. And then there's some other things we want to do in here. Right up here in this thing, we want to put the Canvas address in that box. And then right here, we want to put the Canvas course ID number. So if I go back to my Principles of Engineering course here, and I come up here at the top, I can copy our Canvas address. I'll come back here, I'll click in here, I'll right click, paste special, paste values, so that'll paste that in there. Come back here, and 492 is my course ID number for that. So I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to click right in there, and I'm going to type in 492. Make sure that that's all in there. Okay, another thing I want to do is I want to get the students in here, and so all this setup has to happen at the beginning of your semester or year. So I'm going to go back to Principles of Engineering. I'm going to click on Grades, and I'm going to come up here to Actions, and I'm going to do an Export. And I'm going to export basically my student names. At the time, I won't have any grades in here. So I'm going to open up that CSV file, and I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to come down here, I'm going to select quite a few of these. So when you do a grade export, there's going to be 5 columns: student ID, SIS user ID, SIS login ID, section. And so you want to copy all 5 of those columns. So I'm just going to copy some of them here real quick. Command C, and I'm going to go and close that back down. And then I'm going to come over to my POE grade sheet now, and I'm going to come up here in this first cell, and I'm going to right click in there, and I'm going to do paste special. I'm going to paste values only. Now what you'll see here is there's a whole bunch of columns hidden here. I just leave them hidden. There's 4 columns that are hidden in here, and that still went in there. But I have this other column here that actually figures out your period from those sections that you've put in there. So I have all those names in there now, and I can make some assignments. If I'm gonna go back in here, and I'm gonna look at my assignments just to remind myself. I have a whole bunch of assignments in here. I just put in a practice assignment just called practice. So I'm gonna actually put that one in there. I'm going to do, I'm going to call it practice. And then I'm going to do another assignment. I'll just call it fake 1. And I'm just going to delete this next assignment. So then up here is how many points that it's going to be possible. So I think that first one that I already have in there, I'm going to do 10 points. This next assignment I don't actually have in Canvas yet, so I'm just going to, I want to show you what happens if you don't have an assignment in Canvas already. So I'm going to make it I'll make it be 10 points too, I guess. Okay, and then you can put points in for these people. I'll just load up some points. And I'll put some points in for this one. And I have it figuring out a grade. This grade might not actually be the grade, because might need be all the assignments are going to be uploading. The way the grade works is basically it's just total points. So it's how many points they've earned out of how many total points up here at the top. And I have it kind of color coded. I'll put some better points in here so they get some more points, I guess. Okay, and there we go. Okay, and so it's color coded and it makes some grades, but you might not actually really use that, especially if you use weighted grades or something. This won't be the actual grades. This is just total points if you're doing all of your assignments. Okay, so I got some of those things in there. All right, so when this thing loaded up, you'll see that there was an admin thing up here at the top. So if you click on the admin, we want to click on show the side panel. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to ask that for the first time ever that you've done this, it's going to ask that you be authorized to be able to run this sheet. So you're going to click continue, and you're going to select your account, and you're going to allow it to do all these things like steal your bank account. No, just kidding. And so that's going to do that. Now it actually doesn't run, so you have to come up here again to do admin, and you're going to have to click show side panel and have that do it again. So there's going to be a side panel over here, and there's going to be a video here that's showing you how to do all of this stuff in case you forget in the future. You could watch this video to see how to do all these things again. It's going to tell you when the grades were last updated, but this is going to be not legit because this is the first time you've ever done this. And there's a download button here, and what that's going to do is it's going to download a CSV file of this grade sheet, and then it's going to redirect you to your grade upload page on Canvas. Right now, real quickly, all these students are actually out of order by period. So there's another function under admin. You could do sort by period name. If I run that, then you'll notice that it just sorted them by period 2 and by period 4. And you really don't want to change a lot of columns and everything in here, but you can do some coloring in here. So if you click on like period 2 and you do a fill, and you could say, well, I'm going to have that be all blue, and I'm going to have this period be all red, and you could do something like that if you want to. So if you ever need to delete a student, like if some student drops the class, you need to delete them. You need to come let Landon drop. So we're going to come here and click 8. I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to delete the row. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Delete the row. All right. If I ever need to add some students in, like if I come back down to that thing, and I'm gonna find Landon, and let's say he just added the class. So I'm gonna copy those 5 rows. I'm gonna click copy it. I'm gonna come in here, and I'm going to right click. I'm gonna paste special, paste values in, and so I put him back in there. Now the problem is now he's out of order again. So what you'd want to do is you want to come up to admin, and you want to sort period by name again, and that'll put him in the correct place. And you can come in and you can give him some scores and so on. Okay? Better give him some better scores. There we go. Okay. Now you'd have to actually, come here and color him in, I guess, again if you want. But generally you don't have a whole lot of people adding or dropping throughout the year. So once you have the setup at the beginning, you're going to be fine. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to actually upload these to Canvas. So you can come in here anytime. So you're going to bookmark this grade sheet, and you'll come in and you'll just add new assignments and how many they're worth, and how many points everybody has. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to click this download button over here, and that's going to download a CSV file of this, and it's going to redirect us to our upload page for POE. So if I click download, you see it redirected to the upload gradebook Principles of Engineering, and there was the download right there. Okay, so there's a CSV file. You don't really even need to open it up and look at it if you want. It's just styled the way that it needs to be. I've looked into this, what should the CSV file look like, so I just programmed the Google Sheet to print out, to export out what it needs to be. So all you have to do is click Choose File, and you find there's the file, and you'll notice that it's named POE Friday, April 16th, 7/12. Okay, and you can click Open, and I can click Upload Data. Now what's it going to try to do is going to look in your grade book, and it's going to see that the one assignment that I did called practice, which I had already put into the Canvas, it's fine. It's going to take that right away. But the fake one assignment I put into my grade book, I did not have that in Canvas originally. So it's wanting to know, what should I do with this assignment? So you can choose, what assignment it's actually going to be correlated with, or you can just say ignore it. Or what we want to do is we want to say, hey, make a new assignment in Canvas for us. So I'm going to click a new assignment, and the points possible was 10. That's how much I had put it on the grade sheet. So I'm going to click continue on that, and it's going to show me, here's the scores. So here's going to be all the practice scores and all the fake one scores that are going to be going in for these people. So I can click Save Changes, and it's going to say you'll be redirected to your grade book and stuff. And so I click OK, and it's going to redirect to the grade book. And if I go over here somewhere, if I can find it, there's practice, and it put all the scores in, or most of the scores in. Sometimes you got to refresh the page. It takes a couple of seconds before they can all go in. Somewhere in here is fake one. I don't know where it's at, but it's in here somewhere. So there's practice, and I guess some of the scores haven't still. Oh, I guess I didn't take all these students in, did I? Yeah. So those scores haven't actually come in yet. Now, if I go to my assignments, because you might have to do this sometimes. If you go here, fake one is up here in this category, and I might not want it there, so I might have to take this fake one and drag it down here and put it down here at the bottom of this. There's with practice. And see, I might have to turn on, if I want to sync it to PowerSchool, I'm going to have to come in here and have to give it a grade, or I give it a due date, and then I can maybe sync it to PowerSchool as well. But that's how it works. And so if I let's do this. Let's go back to this, and you'll see, by the way, that grades were last updated. Now it has the date that they were last updated. But let's go ahead and change some grades. I'm just going to come down here and 3, 2, 1, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 5. Wow, I had him at a really big grade. Okay, I'll go ahead and change like one grade in here too. Okay, and now I'm going to click download again on that, and I'm going to choose my file. I got to wait. I got to make sure that downloads over there. There it goes. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. I'm going to click choose file, and there's the grade. 715 is when it just downloaded. I'm going to click open, and I'm going to click upload data. And this time, if you see, that it's not trying to have me correlate any of the assignments, because we've already done it one time, and so after that one time, it's always going to know. So what's interesting here is what it shows you. Just says it just lets you check. This person here is going to go from an 8 to a 1. That's the only one person I changed there. This person go from a 7 to a 5. So if their actually grades are dropping, it's going to be red. If their grades going up, it doesn't say anything. So this is going to go from a 5 to a 9. This one's not changing. 6 to a 9, and so on. But anybody that's going down, it's going to actually, like this person's going from a 78 down to a 5. So it's going to give you a little warning there. So I click Save Changes, and I click OK. And it's going to take you to a grade book where you can see these. You see these things again. There's fake one right there. Okay, and it's going to show you all the new updated grades for those people. Okay, all right. So that's how that grade program works. If I go back to it again, it'll say now its grades were updated Friday, April 16th, 7:15. So you can just use that all year long, and that's going to be a really quick way. You can just try to maybe just run the download upload real quick at the end of the day, and then you can go manually sync them to PowerSchool, or you can just wait till 1 o'clock in the morning and PowerSchool syncs automatically.